In a distant future, Earth has become part of an intergalactic alliance. Deep within the galaxy, a prison unlike any other exists, home to captured beings from countless worlds. Among them is an alien beauty, her radiant appearance unlike any humans. She was captured from a peaceful planet, accused of crimes she didn't commit. Her captors, an evil faction of scientists, conducted dangerous experiments. They began injecting her with a mysterious substance known as the Desire Serum, designed to bend the will of its victim. Over time, the serum's effect grew stronger, breaking her spirit and transforming her from a proud warrior into a helpless prisoner. But deep inside, a fire still burned. She knew someone, somewhere, would rescue her. The question was, who could save her in this endless void of space? Unknown to the outside world, the scientists responsible for the aliens' torment had an agenda. The Desire Serum was created to manipulate not only emotions, but the very essence of one's soul. They hoped to control the aliens' powerful abilities, using her to gain leverage in the galactic wars. Behind the scenes, a shadowy figure, the head scientist, plotted to use her as a weapon. He ordered his team to increase the dosage. The more injections, the deeper her desires became controlled, and the more they could push her toward complete submission. But as they pushed the limits, cracks began to show. The serum wasn't just altering her desires, it was making her unstable. And with instability came a dangerous risk, one the scientists were not prepared for. Meanwhile, one scientist silently doubted their methods, secretly planning a way to stop this madness. Meanwhile, a human named Alex, a rogue traveler from Earth, found himself imprisoned for challenging the galactic government's authority. He had heard rumors of strange experiments and cruelty in the prison, but nothing could prepare him for what he was about to witness. While making repairs in the prison's workshop, he caught a glimpse of the alien beauty from behind the security glass. Her eyes, though filled with pain, still held an undeniable strength. Alex felt an inexplicable connection, as if they had shared a destiny long before this moment. He knew he had to do something, but how could a simple human outwit the advanced scientists controlling the prison? Yet, deep inside, he knew he was her only hope. With a plan forming in his mind, Alex set out to free her, despite knowing it could cost him his life. As Alex continued to observe the prison, he realized the scientists were planning to escalate their experiments. If he didn't act soon, the alien beauty would lose her mind, or worse. He began gathering tools and forming alliances with other prisoners who shared his desire for freedom. Every night, under the cover of darkness, Alex worked to disable the security systems. He knew it would take more than just technical skills. It would take courage and timing. The guards, who once seemed invincible, had weaknesses, and Alex exploited every single one. But time was running out. The scientists planned to transfer her to a new facility where no one would ever see her again. This was his only chance. His plan was almost ready, but he needed her to trust him, and trust was something she had long since abandoned. Inside her cell, the alien beauty struggled daily to resist the effects of the Desire Serum. The serum made her feel emotions she couldn't control, emotions that weren't hers. She wanted to fight, but her body wouldn't obey. It was as if the injections were designed to strip away her very will to live. Yet, despite the torment, she clung to one memory, the memory of her home planet and the peaceful life she once knew. When Alex approached her for the first time, she was skeptical. Why would a human care about her fate? She didn't know if she could trust him. After all, humans were just as responsible for the wars that led her here. But something in his eyes told her he was different, that maybe, just maybe, he could be the key to her freedom. Over the next few days, Alex continued to communicate with her through secret messages and gestures. He could see the confusion in her eyes, the Desire Serum clouding her judgment, but he didn't give up. Slowly, she began to realize that Alex was different from the others. He didn't look at her like she was an experiment or a weapon. He saw her as a being worth saving. One night, when the guards were changing shifts, Alex finally made his move. He hacked into the system and unlocked her cell. The alien beauty stepped out, her body still weak from the serum, but her spirit was beginning to return. Together, they navigated the dark halls of the prison, avoiding guards and surveillance. For the first time in years, she felt hope. But escaping the prison was only the beginning. The moment the alarm blared, the entire prison went into lockdown. Alex and the alien beauty had no choice but to run through the narrow corridors, their hearts racing as guards chased after them. The alien, still weakened from the injections, struggled to keep up, but Alex didn't leave her side. He encouraged her, knowing that if they got caught, they would both face unimaginable consequences. The prison was like a maze, designed to keep prisoners from escaping. But Alex had studied it for months. They ran through maintenance tunnels, dodging guards and security drones. Every step was a fight for survival. The guards were closing in, and they could hear the sound of weapons being drawn. Just when it seemed like they were cornered, Alex saw an opening, their only chance to escape. The moment the alarm blared, the entire prison went into lockdown. Alex and the alien beauty had no choice but to run through the narrow corridors, their hearts racing as guards chased after them. The alien, still weakened from the injections, struggled to keep up, but Alex didn't leave her side. He encouraged her, knowing that if they got caught, they would both face unimaginable consequences. The prison was like a maze, designed to keep prisoners from escaping, but Alex had studied it for months. They ran through maintenance tunnels, dodging guards and security drones. Every step was a fight for survival. The guards were closing in, and they could hear the sound of weapons being drawn. Just when it seemed like they were cornered, Alex saw an opening, their only chance to escape. Just as they began to move, a group of guards found their trail. Armed with energy weapons, they surrounded Alex and the alien beauty, blocking their escape route. Alex stood between her and the guards, knowing that one wrong move could end it all. The leader of the guards, a cold, calculating officer, stepped forward, ordering Alex to surrender. But Alex wasn't about to give up. He reached into his bag and activated a makeshift EMP device he had crafted from prison scraps. In an instant, the lights flickered and the guards' weapons short-circuited. The sudden blackout created chaos, and Alex took the chance to attack. He fought with every ounce of strength he had, while the alien, despite her weakened state, used her telepathic powers to confuse the guards. Together, they managed to take down their attackers, but the fight left them exhausted. With no time to waste, they continued their journey to the docking bay. Little did they know, the head scientist was watching their every move, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As Alex and the alien beauty approached the docking bay, the atmosphere grew tense. They were so close to freedom, but something didn't feel right. The docking bay, usually swarming with guards and workers, was eerily quiet. Alex's instincts kicked in. This was a trap. Before he could react, the doors slammed shut behind them, locking them inside. From the shadows, the head scientist emerged, his face twisted with a sadistic grin. "You really thought you could escape?" he sneered, his eyes fixed on the alien. "She belongs to me, to my experiments. You, human, have no idea what you've interfered with." The alien beauty, still weakened from the serum, stood behind Alex, her fear palpable. But Alex didn't back down. He knew this was their final stand. The scientist revealed his latest plan, to inject Alex with the same serum, turning him into a slave of desire and bending him to his will. Alex could see the syringes lined up on a table, ready for use. The battle wasn't just for their lives. It was for their minds, their freedom. Alex needed to outsmart the scientist before it was too late. The head scientist signaled, and a group of elite guards stormed into the docking bay. Alex had no choice but to fight. Using his last bit of energy, he launched himself at the guards, disarming one and using their weapon to fend off the others. The alien beauty, though still affected by the desire serum, summoned her strength and used her telepathic abilities to confuse the guards. Together, they fought side by side, the connection between them growing stronger with every blow. But the scientist wasn't done. He pulled out a device that could control the serum inside the alien's body, causing her immense pain. She fell to the ground, her body writhing in agony. Alex, seeing her in pain, became desperate. He fought off the remaining guards and rushed to her side. "You have to fight it," he whispered, holding her close. "I need you to stay with me." She looked into his eyes, and for the first time she felt something beyond the control of the serum, hope. With one last surge of power, she reached out telepathically and disabled the scientist's device. The tide of the battle had shifted, but the danger was far from over. With the scientist's device disabled, Alex and the alien beauty made a run for the nearest ship. The docking bay was in chaos, alarms blaring and the last of the guards chasing after them. Alex jumped into the pilot's seat, trying to power up the ship, while the alien used her abilities to hold the guards at bay. It was a desperate race against time. Just as they were about to take off, the head scientist made one final attempt to stop them. He triggered the docking bay's lockdown, trapping the ship in place. "You'll never leave this place alive." The scientist screamed over the intercom. Alex frantically worked to override the system, but the controls were locked. It seemed like all hope was lost until the alien beauty, using the last of her strength, telepathically unlocked the ship's controls. The ship roared to life and they blasted out of the prison, leaving the scientist and his evil plans behind. But as they flew into the vastness of space, both Alex and the alien knew that their journey was far from over. They had escaped the prison, but their fight for true freedom had only just begun. As the ship sailed through the stars, silence filled the cabin. Alex looked over at the alien beauty, who was finally free from the torment of the desire serum. Her body was still recovering, but her mind was sharp and alert. She looked at him with gratitude in her eyes, but also a lingering sadness. "Thank you," she said softly, her voice filled with emotion. "You saved me from more than just that prison." Alex smiled, though he knew that the real challenge was yet to come. They had escaped the clutches of the head scientist, but the intergalactic government would soon be after them. They were now fugitives, wanted by the most powerful forces in the galaxy. Despite the danger ahead, Alex felt a strange sense of peace. He had risked everything for her, and in doing so, he had found something greater than he ever expected. The connection between them was undeniable. As the stars stretched out before them, the two prepared for the next chapter of their journey, uncertain but ready to face whatever came next. Back in the heart of the Galactic Alliance, news of the escape spread quickly. The head scientist, furious over his failure, presented his case to the High Council. He spun lies about the alien beauty, painting her as a dangerous threat to the galaxy. The Council, known for its rigid control, decided that both Alex and the alien must be captured at all costs. They issued a galactic-wide bounty for their arrest. But some Council members, particularly those with knowledge of the scientists' unethical experiments, had their doubts. Whispers of rebellion began to circulate. Not everyone agreed with the Council's decision to continue the experiments, and some even sympathized with Alex and the alien beauty. In the shadows, a resistance was forming. A group of rebels who believed in freedom for all beings, human or alien. They watched Alex and the aliens escape with interest, knowing that their fight for freedom was just beginning. Back in the heart of the Galactic Alliance, news of the escape spread quickly. The head scientist, furious over his failure, presented his case to the High Council. He spun lies about the alien beauty, painting her as a dangerous threat to the galaxy. The Council, known for its rigid control, decided that both Alex and the alien must be captured at all costs. They issued a galactic-wide bounty for their arrest. But some Council members, particularly those with knowledge of the scientists' unethical experiments, had their doubts. Whispers of rebellion began to circulate. Not everyone agreed with the Council's decision to continue the experiments, and some even sympathized with Alex and the alien beauty. In the shadows, a resistance was forming, a group of rebels who believed in freedom for all beings, human or alien. They watched Alex and the aliens escape with interest, knowing that their fight for freedom was just beginning. With a new purpose in mind, Alex and the alien beauty set a course for the core of the galaxy. They knew the journey would be fraught with danger. Bounty hunters, government agents, and the head scientist's loyal followers would be hunting them. But they weren't afraid. They had each other, and together, they were unstoppable. As their ship disappeared into the stars, they prepared for the battles ahead, knowing that the future of not just their lives, but the lives of countless beings across the galaxy depended on their success. The desire injections had failed to break her, and now she was stronger than ever. With Alex by her side, she would lead a revolution that could change the galaxy forever. The stars awaited, and their story was just beginning.